video, well, I say quick, but who knows, as in answer to a request that was made by one of the viewers about what my top 10 Cricut cartridges were. Now, I struggled to be honest to narrow it down to a top 10 because, including my Imagine cartridges, I've probably got 150, somewhere in that region. So what I did was I separate my cartridges. Those of you who've seen my videos before will have seen my storage system, and I've got a box that I have, or two boxes that I've got my regular cartridges in. I've got one box that's got like alphabets and kind of essential shapes like the edges, Georgian basic shapes. Well, that's alphabet as well, but you get my point. So I've got one with those, and then I've got one for my Imagine. So what I'm going to do is I've done a set for the Imagine. Well, I won't be doing those today, I'll do this on a separate video. I've done a top 10 for those, and I've done a top 10 for my Cricut cartridges for my sort of images part, and then my alphabet stroke essentials section. Okay, so we'll start off with the images section. Now these are in no particular order, I couldn't possibly begin to narrow it down that far. So we'll just grab them as we go along. So I don't have the boxes because I don't store them in that way. So we've just got the leaflets. So the first one I'm going to show you is Serenade. Now I really like this cartridge. It's got some really nice images on it. All this kind of, I guess you guys know from seeing my stuff that I love all this kind of old worldy kind of, I don't know if it's Victoriana, but that kind of look, the damask, that kind of era. And then you've got all these lovely nature ones as well, so it's all really kind of a really pretty cartridge. Okay, so I won't spend too much on each one because otherwise we'll be here forever. My next one is Just Because cards. Now this one I really like as well. It's got some really fun images in it. It is what it says on the tin, as they say. It is Just Because cards. So if I just show you this one, it's kind of ready-made cards for you to cut out as you like, but they kind of are for just as it says, just because, but you know, you don't have to cut in that way. And if we have a look at this image here, you can see here, I've zoomed you right in so you can see the image. It's a little car and it says getting there, but you've got all the separate parts. You've got the card itself, the card base and its layer, and then you've got the car and its layers. So you could just do the car, you've got the sentiment as a stencil or a sticker, plus the sentiment as a words on its own. So you've got loads and loads of options with this, and my intention at some point is kind of like a lot of people did with Wildcard. I intend on doing a series on this where I'm literally going to go through the book and make every single card. So again, I'm not going to spend too long showing each of them, but you can see they're really fun, and as I said, on their own right, each image would be really cool, and so would each phrase. So there's loads of scope. And then at the back, I love that, get well soon, we've got some extra images. So you've got like just the boot there, and then you've got envelopes, and it tells you here which card fit into that envelope, so you don't have to cut those, but it's really cool that you've got that option. Okay, so my next one that I've got here, I think this is pretty much a Cricut staple. Now I've put everyday paper dolls here, but I think equally you would be wanting to get your paper doll dress up as well. Now I think these cartridges are really deceptive. I think sometimes perhaps newbies think, new Cricut users think this is literally just the paper dolls, but when you look at these, again, it's looking at each individual element. You've got obviously all the layers for the doll, but then you've got these extra pieces, like here we've got the boat and various sort of additionals. I mean, actually, in some case, I think in that regard, your paper doll dress up is even better for that. But I mean, like here we've got a brush and a mirror. But, you know, if you do these at real dial size rather than not, then you will get it as actual size. So if you cut this image at 2 inches or something like that, you know, whatever size you want, then you're going to get some really cool images on their own. Look at this, you've got the umbrella and the deck chair, you've got a surfboard in the sea, so, and you've got, look, the bucket, etc. So you've got loads of stuff. Look, the little teapot, you could just do a card all on its own, just with the teapot and the teacup. So there's loads and loads of things in here that really make it much more. I mean, I actually think I've probably made 1 or 2 cards, probably two cards using the actual paper doll. I use these almost exclusively, these 2 cartridges, the 2 paper doll ones, for their accessories and the little outfits, etc., because they're just so cool. Look at that lovely little train and the carriage and the stop sign. So that's another one. That's why one of these 2 really, I have only bought the one out, but these 2 really count as one in my top 10. It's a fabulous cartridge. Now this one, Paisley, this makes my top 10 because it is a fantastic cartridge. I absolutely love this cartridge, and it's also partly kind of sentimental, because when this is one of my first cartridges that I bought when I got my Cricut. I had the ones that came in my actual Cricut package, and then this one I really wanted for so long. It didn't come over to the UK for quite some time, and so I waited and waited for it. And so in that sense, it was just such a cute images. I mean, look at that, isn't that just so adorable? This image here, if you've gone on my Facebook page, I think it's on there. This is one of the, and there's another one here. I used these mushrooms and made a card, and I may well do it again because I don't think I actually did a video on it. I used them to make a card, and I used then one of the dwarfs from one of the Disney cartridges to make a card that was said home gnome sweet gnome, basically. So it's a moving house card, and it was a really cute card, I have to say. I was very pleased with that, and I like the way the 2 cartridges, you can combine them, and the little gnome was kind of laying on the card. So that may be one that I redo, because I think that you guys might enjoy seeing that. And I liked the way, as I say, the cartridges, I kind of use the different cartridges. The next one we've got is Create a Critter, and in a way this is a similar kind of concept. It's all the kind of cute little images. And this one, you can see this has got 2 images rather than the one with more layers, so that's quite sweet. And again, with this one you've got your sentiment, you've got your accessory, so you've got, again, quite a few bits and pieces that you could use on their own right, even if you don't want to use the image itself. So it's a really sweet cartridge and colourful and fun. This one is one, I think, again, you may see this one on my Facebook page. I did this little mouse on a card, and I've done the penguin. And this igloo here is the igloo that I used on the penguin card, the Christmas penguin card. Not this penguin, it was the one that had the acetate over the front, and you'll see that on my Facebook page, and that was where I got the igloo from. So you've got some really sweet little images, and of course you've got these shapes, as I say. Okay, so I'm just giving a quick kind of overview of the feel of the cartridge rather than a proper review. Now this is another one that I use a heck of a lot. I guess there are cartridges you turn to more than others, and this is one I seem to use for, again, not just for the original image but for the accessories as well. So you've got lovely sentiments, you've got a silhouette, and these really cut nicely. I really like, and these little 3D purses are fabulous. Now I think you would have seen, there was a video that I did of a card that I used this, and I did the 3D purse, and I did it at like a little tiny one to actually put on the arm of my doll, mannequin or doll or whatever you want to call her, and that was a really cute card. And again, as I say, I think that's on my video library, so you should be able to go back and see that. So really a nice cartridge, and some really nice sentiments, and you've got them on the tag there. They call it an emblem, and that's the tag rather. So just a fun cartridge, and you get a bit further back and the ladies stop and you get sort of these little images here. Okay, so then the next one we've got is Sweet Treats, and this was another one that was one of the first ones that I kind of really wanted and waited for a while to come into stock. Again, I think you'll see on my Facebook page there's a notelet set that I made using these here, because you've got these notelets and then you can add the layers on to make it, and I made them that notelet set using shiny adhesive paper for my my cupcake holder, and just all different colours, and I think I did like 2 of each, so there was like a pack of 6 or something like that, because I didn't do these ones, just did I think the first few, 4 different designs or so. And then I made a box using the, is it die cuts with a view sweets paper or card stack, and that looked really nice. So again, I just think this is really nice. You've got your cupcake holders here, and you've got your party favours, etc., and tags, so it's all quite fun. And you could make like I've seen somebody make a tag album using these. So it's just one of those cartridges, I guess, partly sentimental really. My first ever card, even prior to that set, was made using Sweet Treats. There's some nice flowers in it. Favourite. There's kind of a theme in that I like kind of the vintagey, sort of damasky, Victoriana type stuff, and then these cute ones. And here we go with another cute one, Birthday Bash. This is really, really sweet. And you've got a cute little image. This is one of the newer cartridges, so you get the little matte diagram. Then you have your layers, a phrase, a card or a tag. So that folds into a card. Then you've got your font and your font shadow, so you get loads and loads in here. And I do like looking for cartridges that give you much more than just the main image and all its layers if possible. So again, you've got the card base here and these cute little images. Oh, look at that one. So very, very sweet. That would be nice for moving home card actually. It does say best wishes, and I think this might have been where I got my bunting from for my nursery card, but I'm not 100% sure. I kind of lost track on that one, to be honest. So as you can see, some really cute images, and this one says another year wiser, and it's a little owl. Up here we've got a little bumblebee. So loads of candles. I mean, that would make it just a great card, wouldn't it? I love that. And then we get to these that have got the numbers on, which is really cool as well. So they've got numbers on them. And then we get my old favourite, the Damask Decor. And I think you've seen this. I won't go into this too much because I did do a review of this one, but you can kind of get the feel for this. It's a really pretty card, and I love this because you get the card base, and then you get your kind of silhouette, you get your tag. So you got lots there to do. So that's a really cute one. As I say, I won't go into that one too much because I have done a review recently on that. And then lastly, on the images past the cartridge, we get Sophisticated. This is a fairly new one, and it's by Teresa Collins, and I really love this cartridge. Again, I haven't posted this yet, but I've done a full review of this one, so I will just give a quick flick through of it, but I won't do a proper, you know, it's too detailed. But I think you would have seen this as well on my nursery card, because I used this for, I think, the chandelier. Oh no, I didn't in the end. I was going to, and I didn't. So you can see it's really cute. You get the font, several fonts, you get a border, you get the image, you get a sentiment or phrase, etc. So there's loads on that, and it's just really, really nice cartridge. Okay.